This is a string that is so good. What's up, guys? Today we have O-Toro Tour in the house today, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. That's right. Here is O-Toro Tour. Now, I know I've been, maybe some of you think, lacking on the strings. I have been so busy, guys. I'm so sorry. Rackets are normally the priority for me. I love to get new strings out on court, but especially when I'm playing all the time, it's tough to tinker with strings, right? I don't want to play with different strings going every other week if I'm going to go play a tournament through the summer or whatever, so I have a little bit of downtime, and that's why we have O-Toro Tour 1, 2, 3 in the house today. Now, I did play with this string probably about a month ago for a little bit of time, and now I'm just getting around to make the video to tell you guys what I think. First of all, this is a string that is so good, all right, and I'm going to get into what I think about that. I think the differences between this string and O-Toro, the regular version, are quite different, and I much prefer O-Toro Tour, and I'm going to tell you guys why here now. And if you guys are enjoying this type of breakdown, I'm actually going to be giving you guys a free drills package. This is drills that I have done myself or that I also do with my players that I coach. This is, once again, free. It's going to be in either the pinned comment or we'll link it in the description. Free drills. All right, these are simple but yet effective. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy them. So first of all, too, they have some different colors. I originally play tested the mint one, and I just have a soft spot for everything mint. I like mint ice cream. I like the color mint or that kind of teal color. So you know what? Love the mint color. This is the green one. You got it over here sitting on the racket as well. Big thanks to Toroline for sending, of course, the strings my way. It's always great to review their strings. And this one is one of the better ones in the whole lineup. And it was also great because I was revisiting the Toroline snapper in my blade as well, tinkering with that. So it was nice to test them alongside each other to really tell the differences. But yeah, okay, O-Toro Tour. From the back, really solid, really crisp, and that's one thing I want to kind of hammer down today, is you get a really crisp, stiff, crisp feedback from this string. Comes out of the bed pretty quick. You don't really feel it for that long. That's that stiffness, I think, that comes from it from the back, but it does feel really crisp and controlled. I would say it's close to pinpoint precision, but there is some other strings that I would prefer out there. Like, for example, it's not as control oriented, I think, as something like a restring sync, for example. However, I think this is because this is a little bit more sharper and it bites a little harder. So I at least tend to think strings, when they bite a little harder or a little bit more sharper, have some sides that are more pronounced to them. That's just my opinion. But I will say this is very control oriented. It's way more control oriented than the regular O-Toro, at least in my opinion. And of course, the higher you string this particular string, or most strings, I shouldn't say most, literally 99% of the strings are going to be even more control oriented just because of that higher tension. If you want something that's pretty control oriented, that bites, great tension maintenance as well, this is going to be a great option. I really loved it from the back. That really carried forward too up at the net. That crisp, stiff feeling up at the net was nice. I'm going to keep coming back to that crisp and stiff. I like that feeling. If you're someone that maybe does have some shoulder, wrist, arm, anything, maybe you don't want to use this string. You might want to look at something maybe like a Toroline Absolute, Toroline Snapper, Restring Zero if you don't want to have any Toroline strings or you don't have access or for whatever reason. There's some other options from other brands too that are a little bit more arm comfort friendly. And like I said, Toroline Snapper or Absolute are great ones within Toroline as well. Even some of their more popular polys would be even softer than this. Even the regular O-Toro would be softer. But I actually like that feeling up at the net. You know exactly what you're getting. These strings that are stiffer polys, when the ball makes contact to the bed, you really have a clear sensation of what is happening, all right? If you make an off-center hit, the racket and string will let that be known. If you're going for a drop volley or a slice shot and it you really get all the sensation, and that's what I do like about this string. It really lets you know what's happening when the ball is literally making contact with the bed. So you're gonna feel that up at the net. I like that feeling just because it gives me good feedback on my swing and my stroke and how I feel in playing out on court, but it feels good. So that's why I do like this string. Some strings are a little bit more, you could say, it happens, I think, more with more poly strings that are more power oriented. This tends to be more soft strings, and there would be strings like this in any lineup of brands that just you don't have that feedback from. That's why I tend to gravitate to strings more like this. I really like something like this. Oh yeah, up at the net, really crispy, solid. Tension maintenance, really good. No drop off, even from when I took it off the stringer to bringing it out on court the next day. It was really tight. It was only at 50 pounds. It's funny how that happens sometimes. You'll bring a string out on court and let's say you string it at 50 pounds, but it's a tight 50 pounds, you know what I mean? It does not lose any of the tension, even from that 24 to 48 hours after bringing it off the stringer. A little bit on the tension maintenance there, very, very good. Tension maintenance, very good, very crisp, stiffer feel. And on the serves, I thought really good spin potential as well, like when going after kick serves and slice serves. I preferred the spin potential on this frame compared to the one in my blade with the snapper. The one thing I will say about the O-Toro Tour is that I didn't feel my ball moved through the court compared to the one with my snapper, but that's expected just because the snapper, for one, is a little less crispy, a little less stiff. It's more on the softer side. They're gonna get more power out of that poly, so that does make sense that the ball would move through the court more. But if I'm being really nitpicky, it would be so cool if this O-Toro Tour had all those properties, but you were able to produce a ball that would move through the court a little bit more, maybe a little bit less of a launch, so maybe then I'm supposed to go back to O-Toro. But once again, I don't love O-Toro like I do the O-Toro Tour or like Caviar or Super Toro or some of the other strings in the lineup. And yeah, too, talking about the slice as well, really nice, and you're able to really knife and get a good sensation on the slice. That kind of ties into that touch and feel stuff as well. And also heavy topspin feels really good. You can really swing out if you like. I think if you put this string in like a nice Babla Pure Arrow or a Pure Drive or even a Pure Strike, this can kind of tone down some of those frames. Maybe like a V-Core 100, V-Core 98, it would feel good as well. If you want to put it actually in something like this E-Zone, I think it would perform well as well. This one actually has restring sync in it right now, which I really like. But yeah, if you're putting this this string in more of a power control frame or more power oriented frame, I think it will perform best. If you're putting this string in a racket, say like a very controlled Pro Staff or a very controlled Prestige, I think you might not get everything out of it compared to if you put it in more of a power-oriented frame, 100 square inch maybe. I think there's just better strings out there to put in some of those other control-oriented rackets. It might be too much control is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, all in all, they got something good with this O-Toro Tour. I did not try O-Toro Spin yet, so maybe that's the one that I need to go after next within their lineup. Let me know, guys, what you think about this line of strings. Do you like it from Toroline? Do you like some of their other strings? I think it's a good one. I personally like the O-Toro Tour way more than the regular O-Toro. So let me know what you think. Always love the feedback. Gonna keep playing on the channel, bring the reviews to you guys. Been a little bit busy with the new job, trying my best here. But let me know what you guys think about this string and any other tennis related stuff in the comments. We'll see you guys soon, and take care.